I'm Eric Novak, and beside me, this beautiful vehicle here is a 2018 Ford Mustang 2.3-liter EcoBoost convertible. And it's actually a vehicle that's going to be more rare in certain respects going forward in North America over the next months and years to come. Why is it going to be more rare? Well, not because Ford is planning on getting rid of the Mustang brand or convertibles or this particular powertrain. The Mustang is going very strong. It's now 54 years old as a nameplate with no end date in sight. But rather, it's because it's a car with a Ford nameplate on it. And that's something that Ford has recently announced that in North America, they're basically getting rid of. They're getting rid of all of their cars, their Fiesta, their Focus, their Fusion, their C-Max, their Taurus, and instead they're developing a whole new lineup of vehicles that are catering, develop more on crossovers, SUVs, trucks, and commercial vehicles, as well as a focus on certain hybrids and battery electric vehicles as well. So the Mustang has been saved, and on today's video I decided I'm not necessarily going to do a full review of this vehicle because I have reviewed the Mustang 2.3-liter EcoBoost in the past, but I will talk a bit about convertibles as well as really the overall impact of what Ford has decided to do with their car lineup going forward. So the Mustang is a muscle car, and of course you've got many hardtop versions of it, but when you have a convertible such as this and you have a day such as this, well, you push a button, you let it fold back, and really, as niche a product as it might be here in Canada, on a day like this, when you really have blue skies and hot weather, you really want that top down and the blue skies above you. So why is Ford getting rid of its cars? Well, they say it's a money situation and buyer preferences in North America are going more towards crossovers and SUVs, so they're investing their money there. It does make sense from a financial point of view. I mean, I still like my cars though, and I'm a little bit sad on that, but we will see a host of new lineups, new offerings from Ford. They're basically changing over about 75% of their total model offerings by 2022. That does include hybrid versions of the Ford Mustang going forward, the F-150, and pretty soon next up you're going to see all new versions of the Escape as well as the Explorer, and in those you will see hybridized versions of that as well. So while the cars are disappearing from a fuel economy, from an alternative propulsion strategy, they're still in fact probably investing more and have more options available once this whole transition is complete. So while Ford is committed to making a substantial investment into battery electrics and basically the greenification of its fleet, with a decision to remove cars by and large from the lineup, they're getting rid of, well, basically all the hybrids and electrics that they have right now. The Ford Focus EV has run its life. It will not be continued once that runs out, but there are new battery electric vehicles coming out in 2022. Additionally, you've got the Ford Fusion, and the Fusion has been very popular, and it has both a hybrid and a plug-in hybrid powertrain. Now, while the Fusion is going to be disappearing for 2019, they have actually announced that they're going to do a second mid-model refresh. They're going to increase the battery capacity and the Fusion energy, giving more EV range, about 20% more, and that will stay around for a little bit longer. So you're stretching out the life of the Fusion, but you won't be keeping it permanently. The C-Max is gone as well. There will no longer be a C-Max variant offered. And if you're looking at the Lincoln side of things too, it's only reasonable to assume that if you're getting rid of the Fusion, well, you're probably going to see an end to the MKZ at some point. Just as we're getting rid of the Taurus, you're probably likely to see the end of the Continental. On the green side of things, there's been no announcement as to what will happen with, say, the MKZ Hybrid or the MKZ plug-in as well. But you can only see the future. I mean, if this is where they're going towards SUVs and a lot of cross-platform and simplification of their platform design, I think it makes sense that pretty soon we're going to see the end of those vehicles as well. So the honest truth is convertibles here, especially in Canada, are a niche product. I mean, really, there's not a lot of time when we can be using them with the top down, although I do know some friends who have convertibles and they will drive them well into the early spring, but they'll just put their seat warmers on because you got to have that. But overall, we know that this is something that's pretty niche. That being said, with a convertible Mustang EcoBoost like this, it's great to know on a beautiful day such as I have today, I can bring the top down, enjoy the open skies, and I can do it in pretty good fuel efficient situations as well, given that this 2.3 liter EcoBoost is doing quite well. Actually, for the week that I've had it so far, and I've had it about, well, 4 days, and I'm only averaging about 9.3 liters per 100 kilometers, and that's pretty good considering the other Ford Mustang convertible would be in the larger engine variety and a much less efficient fuel economy. So it's really a nice combination of both. You know, driving in a convertible may have extra added weight, and it does have some limitations, especially in a four-season climate like myself. But with the top down, it does pose a question with respect to fuel efficiency as to what type of keeping cool is the best way to do so. Is it a case where you want to use the air conditioning or windows down, or in this case with a soft top, the top down? And there's been a lot of studies out there that have actually said that when compared, by and large, having windows down, or in this case, the top down, is generally more fuel efficient than to use the air conditioning system. So I guess if you're someone who can enjoy the top down and don't mind having the wind in your hair or something like that, well, I guess even though there's added weight to a convertible, it kind of counterbalances by being more fuel efficient in keeping cool. With the 2018 version of this EcoBoost Mustang, they've brought some of the performance technology from the higher end performance versions down to this 2.3, including the brake lock. If you want to have a little burnout, it's all available here through a little touch on the steering wheel. You can set it to a track mode, and you can do a little wheel burnout if you want. Now, it's supposed to be for track conditions only, and I'm not on the track, at least I'm not on in this drive, so I'll probably show you some footage of Ford doing it. But I mean, you can, if you're in the right situation, have a little burnout even on this 2.3 liter Ford EcoBoost Mustang convertible. Even though this is a four-banger, you've got to have performance in a Mustang, because that's what the vehicle is all about. And this four-cylinder engine really does still put out. It has 310 horsepower, and it's actually been increasing its torque. You're going to get 365 pound-feet of torque, which is a wonderful amount of low-end torque, and it gives you all the oomph that you would want. It's not going to be in the 500 horsepower plus GT Shelby, of course, but you know what? Some people like the look, and they still want to drive fast, but they want fuel efficiency as well. And this 2.3 liter Mustang offers that. And with a convertible soft top, it offers an even more ideal driving experience overall. Ford's decision to get rid of cars from their North American lineup isn't a new one. In fact, the announcement was made about 2 months ago or so, but it's taken me this long to put an editorial together on it because, well, I still haven't really figured out how I feel about the decision. I've always enjoyed cars. I'm a car person. I've never really loved the transition to SUVs. I'm used to them now, but my heart's always been with cars. And to see them basically shun a market that, even by their own estimation, could still represent 20 to 30% of the overall North American market seems a bit like a poor business decision. So on that end, I still don't really support the idea. If you factor in that, at least in the interim, you know, some of their more fuel efficient vehicles, their Fusion Energy, their Fusion Hybrid, their C-Max vehicles are being phased out as well. Again, that doesn't seem something I'd be overly supportive of. Now, on the flip side, I am optimistic about hearing what their future plans are. Even though there's a lot more crossovers coming out, SUVs, they're also putting a lot of money into hybrids and into fully electrics. I mean, this is a beautiful vehicle, this Mustang. It's always an iconic car. This 2.3-liter EcoBoost is great driving. It's good on fuel economy, but to know that there's a hybrid version coming out soon, I'm actually kind of excited about that. I know some Mustang fans would say, why would I want that? But you know, if you can get V8 power with great low-end torque and fuel economy that's way better than the equivalent internal combustion engine V8, well, why wouldn't you want that? So I'm excited to see where we're going in the future with the new hybrids and the several new battery electric vehicles coming in the years ahead. But for now, I'm still gonna I'm mixed on the decision, but I am enjoying the fact that they have kept this Mustang, and on a beautiful day like today, a Mustang convertible, well, there's no better way to spend the day. That's it for now. I'm Eric Novak. Thanks for watching. There's plenty of ways for you to keep connected with me, so check out some of my social media links, suggested videos, and you know, I'd really love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel.